Talk a little bit about what searching for travel unlocks in the sense of what you're doing at Elude and how hard it was to build this kind of search centric destination focused experience from the ground up.
So great question. And I think Yvonne, our CTO, could handle this a lot more kind of eloquently, but I'll give it my best. So you're spot on. What we're doing actually from a search capability is very unique and kind of completely different than almost everything out there on the market. When you're talking about buying let's say a specific flight or a specific hotel to a specific destination, it's very easy to tap into data sources like they're called GDSs, global distribution systems, which basically house the flight and the hotel data. But when you basically create this open-ended search, there is a lot of complexity that comes into this. And what we're actually doing with the questionnaires and layering in kind of, a different set of machine learning, so to speak, or just like a little different set of questionnaire, it actually kind of creates a complete different complexity to what the user actually delivers in terms of the results. Now, what I think and what I think we've done really well is creating this in a very efficient way and design focused to be able to package this up beautifully. So what we're talking about is right now, when let's say somebody does this open-ended search flying from LA for a week-long trip, I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of different hotel and flight data pieces together, right? In addition to thousands of destinations in and of itself to be able to offer that to the user. What we're doing is we're actually layering in a handful of assumptions basically to create the best kind of package for the user. So I'll just kind of run through a few of these assumptions. One is we don't showcase anything 3 stars or below in terms of hotels. We never want our users to feel like they're in a hostel, and most of the times our users are the younger demographic that are looking to get away for a long weekend or an upcoming holiday. The second is we optimize based off of flight. And so what does that mean? We're not going to put you, just because it's quote unquote cheap, we're not going to be putting you to something that has 2 or 3 or 5 layovers, right? Like most of the other travel sites. And then the third is actually maximizing based off of destination. So we've curated a list of around 150 to 200 destinations, both domestically and international, that fit our Elude criteria, which again, if some users were kind of checking out the early adoption of our beta, you would see like, Arkansas or places that maybe are not necessarily as sexy. But we've actually hand curated now a city list where every single time somebody goes into the Elude app, they're actually dealt with kind of this aha moment of seeing destinations that are quite unique and a little bit more bespoke to what we want to offer. But that comes at a cost, right? Like for in our particular case, it's taken a while for us to really develop the algorithm, both on the back end and then most importantly, and I say like, my CTO is going to joke around, but like he's going to say 90% of the work is done on back end. But I would actually argue from an end consumer, 90% of the work actually comes from the front end in order from the design point of view of like, can this beautifully be put in front of a user and have them make a decision based off of what you're showcasing? And if the answer is yes, we're doing a really good job.